problem with this Bopster Sport Pro, the marketing thereof, is that they use it, name it Sport Pro, so you think you can do a lot of it with it and also make some good speed, etc. Whereas you get 20 centimeters PU wheels, which are nice, but they have only ABAC 5 ball bearings. So for Sport Pro, I would expect better. And also you get no damping at all. So you have all the resonations going to this into your hands and also into your feet when you're on this deck. So that are the main problems. The thing that you have trouble by releasing this part, so the handles can be folded and then stored in this space. That can be one thing. It could, in my opinion, even be in one solid piece. I could live with that. I really like that you can very easily release by just pressing these two buttons. That's also very nice. The deck is quite big. I want it to be bigger, and also has a nice rough structure on it. That's good. The brake is not that good in my opinion. I do like that this part that is put on the wheel appears to be aluminium, so that's stronger than plastic, I guess, and also quite light. As you can see, this is a hollowed out design. That are some of the benefits. It doesn't have a stand, but it could be for pro sports, as you can see, because the stand was additional weight. But all crazy things aside, the benefit is that it only weighs it only weighs 4 kilograms. You can easily carry it, either the total weight or just use it like that and then scoot it around. That's the benefit. Another benefit, which is very nice, that when you push these buttons on both sides, you can very easily snap it into the direction it should. And then if you push a little bit harder, then this is secured. So if I did not take these things out, because they are a pain in the ass to open, because if you press them it's not enough, you have to stick a pen or something into that, and then you can overextend the spring behind it, and also you can lower this part so you can also secure those handles on the other way. But this does not matter that much in the space that it takes, so I would recommend not to do that, only if you need to store it for a longer time. And for a very flat surface, as you can see in this living room or kitchen, it's not a problem. It's very nice. It's also quite agile, as you can see. But the drawbacks are when you have a little bit more of normal tiles that are on the street, then it's quite a big deal. Also, to look they say do not use it with wet circumstances. My dog's checking it out. But this of course has no profile at all, so indeed it would be very tricky to stay on it and have enough traction, not only for the braking but also for steering, so that you don't fall over. I do like that it's very low, so that means that there's a small difference between the feet, one on the deck and one not. But also that has a drawback, because it scrapes if you go over little things like a speed bump or something like that. So all in all, a very nice idea, but with some flaws. If they would have put some damping into this system, for example, which is not there, I thought it was, or some damping here and a spring beneath the deck that also controls that rear arm, that's now a solid piece. In the constructions are not a solid piece at all, but it feels like a solid piece. Then you would reduce the trembling's vibration on the deck, and also especially on the fork that is connected to the handle. So that's my review. Hope you liked it. I try to be as thorough as possible and give you a good impression of this tool, which has benefits, but specifically suited for very nice and smooth terrain. Then it could be a very nice addition to your pack because it's very light and still offers quite a lot of room. For me personally, I would like the deck to be a little bit bigger. As you can see, normally you have one foot standing on there and the other foot should be close to the brake so that you can brake with your heel. But then the room is a little bit limited, as you can see. But you can put your feet a little bit different, of course. Also, if you are going on terrain and it's a slope downwards, this can be a lot faster than just walking. When you have to go upwards, of course, it's not that beneficial anymore. It's a detrimental effect. You can better walk, pick it up and walk it, or just carry it with your hands. It's very light, of course. Another thing is, I didn't find it to be faster than running. So you can, in my opinion, run faster than you can scoot on this little thing. So also take that into consideration. You could get your walking shoes, which could be a better way of doing the last mile, in my opinion. So there's some nice features, but it's quite flawed in the execution of some others, especially the damping and some other things that I mentioned. Pens that you see on the floor is that what the dogs use to exercise themselves with, as you can see. Have a great day. Sometimes for the last mile you need something additional that you can take out of your car, for example, and just bridge that last mile to your destination. And this is a Bopster Sport Pro, and this is my Petadil. It's not only for the last mile. There you see it in the box. So you can see also the tires are quite big. This is 20 centimeters in diameter. I chose this one because it has an easy storage possibility, so you can easily open and close it. Also I chose it because it has big wheels. The bigger wheels give you better travel and also better comfort if the terrain is a little bit more rough. And I chose it because it's the lightest one that I could find with those 20 centimeters rims. The drawbacks is that it has ABEC 5, we say in Dutch lagers. So the little things inside the wheel are only ABEC 5 and some have ABEC 7 or higher. So that could be a better way to approach. So you're putting it on the floor so it can stand also when you click it, like that. And if you want to install it, it must be an easy fix. So that's just pressing this button here. So it's my key. Hey. So here you have buttons on both sides. So you just compress them, then you should be good to go. Once it clicks, and here you have your back brake if needed. And these little ones, you just take out of the holders, and then you turn them around. They're little, I'll show you. And then hopefully it will also click. It should click when I turn it, I guess. Yeah, there it is. And then you're good to go. So I'll try it for a ride. It feels quite wobbly. Oh, one more thing, of course you need to adjust the height, because I'm a little bit bigger than this very small size. You can, this is the highest length it comes, and then you can again secure it with this button, I guess. It feels a little bit wobbly, I must say, but it could also be that I'm not that much used to it. Another thing that it does, oh there it goes, so it was not as secure as I thought it was. Another thing that I wanted to say, that it doesn't have a stand. So again, funny thing, eh? So it clicks and it doesn't not click. So that's the thing that I have to look into, because I want it to stay fixed, and it does not stay fixed at this moment. So we'll look into the booklet how to address that. Kickbike assembled. What I needed to do is to secure this bolt a little bit more so that it has more, the clamp has more pressure, and that way it stays in with those. See if I can get it there. Those little pinholes, as you can see here. I also secured this small thing to my kickbike for the first trip, and I will try to make it a small video so you can also see what it's like. So literally, oh yay, it does not secure. Those grips are not securing it, but okay, let's just give you a very small impression. Now it's looking at the sky, I guess, instead of the road. So is it really fast walking? It does give you an enormous amount of vibration, because there's no damping at all, it's just the big tires. So I think this is only there for very smooth terrain. This is not that rough, so it could be something that is not that usable. But hey, it's light. I will try it for myself, but I put off the camera because I think it will drop. Have a great day. Short review. I just took it out of the package and just took it out for a test ride, first test ride. First impressions, extremely rough. So no damping at all, and those tires are not enough because they are solid rubber. Another thing, the brake is not braking that much, so you have to put on some pressure here to make it brake. Perhaps I should have put more pressure on it, but the pressure that I did put on it was not to my expectations. Handle that I put onto the height with the clamp stayed nice and tight, so that was okay. Very short trip though. These handles have a nice soft coated foam, but still you get so much vibration to the handles. You feel your fingers tingling like a bad motorcycle that's not stabilized. So all in all, I don't think I recommend this little kick step at all. I'll try to show you, if my dog is not blocking it, how you can make it small again. Our dog is also coming in. Shoo! Shoo! So you just press these buttons on both sides. You have these buttons, and then it can collapse. And if you want to make the handle shorter again, which you can or what don't need to do, you can release the clasp here, as you can see, and then press this button, slide it in if needed, or just leave it out, whatever you prefer. Clamp it back again so it stays like that. Also these handles, you can press in these little buttons and then pull them out normally. You should be able to just press these buttons here. And then perhaps turn. So even this is not that easy to do. So nice idea, but not not that nice to be using. I'm not going to do it every time, of course, if it's that hard. This thing is easy, so you can just take it with you. This is good. Tires are also quite big, but it needs damping. And it needs a better method of releasing these little ones. So what I tried to do, show you one more time, to compress these pins, as you can see, but they're quite hard to compress fully. In contrary to these pins that are sitting here, those collapse quite easily. That way it's quite hard to do. Have a great day. Of this Bopster Pro Sport Pro. It's a kick step, so no engine in there. These are the handles, which can be connected in the handlebar by these click points, and are now connected here. It has 20 centimeters dimension tires with ABEC 5 ball bearings, and if you give it a spin, you see it turns quite freely, better than still turning better than at the front. It stops a little bit sooner perhaps. The likes, it is quite light, so 4.4 kilograms, that's why I chose it. I also like the big tires, which is the benefit. Also I like that you have a very easy, so just compressing this, yeah, it's hard to do with one hand, but just compressing this, so let's show you. I compress these, and then you can just click it into place. That's all you have to do, and then also do the same with the handles. And this is the brake that you have. Also this this tape that is on there gives you quite a good friction, which is good. Which I don't like. I still think this is an adult version, that the board is not big enough. If you put your feet on it, you can see it's already almost taken up with 1 foot. And then the other feet should be on the brake, so you can brake if needed. I also like that it can be quite compact. The drawbacks is these things, when you adjust them and put them in the handle, they're very hard to get out again, because you have to press, but not too hard. If you press too hard, they will collapse in the springs that are inside there. So let me show you. There's a spring system in there. If you press too hard, it will collapse. And the other thing that I don't like is that it is secured here through this clamp. They have very small holes that also use a system, and that's not that a good functionality in my opinion. The clamp is doing all the work, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. The drawback also is that it does not have any damping, so you get enormous amount of vibration even though the handles are completely made out of foam, which is not good, and I don't think it's that fast. So with better ball bearings, so these are ABEC 5, but you also have 7 or 9, it should be better. But also if it had some suspension travel in it, that would be a good thing. And the weaknesses, as I mentioned, with the handle, etc. Better even have a solid handle than a handle that's that hard to open and close. So opening, so putting it in is not that hard. You just put it in, then put the pin in and slide it until you reach the point. And then you can turn it until there it is. That's all. Then you have it connected. But if you want to compress it again, it doesn't go. So you have to put something in, like a pen or something else. But if you then do it a little bit too hard, the spring itself collapses, which is a drawback. This would be nice if it also had some damping effect. So a little bit like suspension travel, but it does not have. It's just there to secure it. Also the board is quite low, as you can see here. It's very low even. which is a benefit that you don't have to overextend one leg as compared to the other, but also has drawback because you will easily scrape when you travel across a little bit rougher terrain. It's really not intended for that purpose. I also trying to put in the other handle part. Better use my right hand. So again, this is not the hard part. It's quite easy to do. It snaps in. And then if you release this, it's also harder to do with one hand. Everything is harder with one hand, of course. There you go. So opening the clamp. And then you can pull out the handle to the size that you want. I also can show you there it is secured by this little tiny bit. It is not protruding, it's even inside there. Then you have to clamp it into space again. And why does it take so much effort? Because if I didn't clamp it that hard, so I had to put a little bit more strain here to make it tighter, otherwise the clamp would not hold. So there you go, you have it clamped now, and now you can use it. As you can see, it's hard to film and kickstep, especially in a living room. So where is it suited for? For very smooth terrain, like in this room. It's quite okay, as you can see. But outside the room, in the real world, with a little bit of tiles on the road, you already get enormous vibration. It's not comfortable at all. And even rougher terrain, it's almost unbearable, if not unbearable. So that's it. Hope you liked this short review. I really thought a lot more of this kickstep, but it is what it is. Have a great day.